What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So I just want to give some more thoughts on Daniel Dubois versus Kevin Lerena. There's been a lot of talk online about the fight, people saying it was fixed and things in the fight weren't right. And I made a post-fight review video for that fight, and that was not long after the fight had happened. It was on the night of the fight, so I want to give another video about that fight. And basically, when I made those videos, when I made that video, I watched the Dubois fight, I watched the Fury fight, and then I made post-fight review videos for both. Now I'm going to give some more thoughts on Dubois versus Lerena. Now, I'm not going to come out here and say that the fight was fixed. However, there are some things in the fight that are a bit weird. And what I'd say is, what's weird about this fight, I mean, one of the things, the first thing that was weird about the fight was the fact that the bell went early. Because if you actually watch that fight back, you see the timer, when it says 10 seconds, and then after that, I think it was either on 10 or 9 and the bell goes. And that's after Daniel Dubois was down. I think Daniel Dubois went down, the bell was on 10, and it was either 10 or 9 and the bell just goes. So what's that about? Why has the bell gone early? Daniel Dubois being the home fight, Daniel Dubois being down 3 times in the fight, it's possible that the bell went early because people wanted to give Daniel Dubois more time to recover. That's a possibility. That the bell went early deliberately so that Daniel Dubois could get back to his corner and have a bit more time to recover. The next thing that's strange about this fight is in the second round, when Kevin Lerena did not go for it. Now, why did Kevin Lerena not go for it? Because in the first round he had Daniel Dubois down twice, 3 times rather. One time was from a punch, and the other 2 times Daniel Dubois voluntarily went down. So you think if Kevin Lerena really put pressure on Daniel Dubois, the Daniel Dubois, who's already shown that he is willing to go down voluntarily, would either get knocked down because he's injured or take a knee again. But Kevin Lerena doesn't really go for it. He doesn't really go for it. He isn't acting like a fighter that just had his opponent down 3 times in the previous round. Now, I know not all fighters are the same, but what do you think Deontay Wilder would have done if he had Daniel Dubois down 3 times in a round? What do you think even Tyson Fury would do if he had someone down 3 times in the last round? What do you think Arslan Bekmambetov would do if he had someone down 3 times in the previous round? What do you think, I'm trying to think of some other fighters, what do you think Luis Ortiz would have done? What do you think these fighters would have done? What do you think Joe Joyce would have done? So it's very strange that Kevin Lerena had Daniel Dubois down 3 times in the first round and then doesn't go for it in the second round. Considering he's the away fighter, not many, I don't know, he's probably known in South Africa, but with regards to, you know, the heavyweight division, he's not proven as a heavyweight. So this is his chance to make something happen at heavyweight. And he doesn't go for it. And I watched the Marius Wack fight, and Kevin Lerena went for it a lot more, and he didn't even have Marius Wack hurt in that fight. Or he didn't have him hurt like he had Daniel Dubois hurt. So it's very strange that Kevin Lerena didn't go for it. That's in the second and the third round. He allows Daniel Dubois to recover. And then the next thing that's also strange, the 3 knockdown rule. Now I've got the WBA rules up here. It says automatic knockdown. 3 knockdowns in the same round constitute an automatic knockout. Daniel Dubois was down 3 times in the first round. So according to the WBA, Daniel Dubois is the WBA regular champion. Daniel Dubois should have lost that fight by knockout. Now I'm now hearing that that doesn't count in fights that are regulated by the British Board of Boxing Control. I've yet to see that rule. I'm not saying that rule doesn't exist, I'm just saying I've yet to see it. If anyone sees it, then show me, if anyone sees it, then let me know how I can see it, because I haven't seen that rule. As it stands, as far as I can gather, it says in the WBA rules, automatic knockout, 3 knockdowns in the same round constitute an automatic knockout. Daniel Dubois was down 3 times in the first round in a fight which is from the WBA, and he didn't get an automatic knockout. So if anyone can show me the rule, if I can see the rule where the British Board of Boxing Control say that that doesn't count in their fights, then it is what it is. But otherwise, Daniel Dubois should have lost that fight by knockout. And by the way, Daniel Dubois, I liked him coming up. I liked him coming up. He's got a lot of attributes that I like. I like Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois, I think he's got a lot of attributes. I think he's got some good things going for him. This is nothing personal against Daniel Dubois. Now, in round 3, Kevin Lerena not really going for it still. He gets knocked down in that round. He gets up, and he has his back up against the ropes. He actually landed on Daniel Dubois to momentarily back him up, but Daniel Dubois lands on Kevin Lerena. The bell goes. Now, and the ref waves it off. Now, it's at the end of the round. Now, it's not like the fight was one-sided up until that point. That fight, in favour of Daniel Dubois. Kevin Lerena had Daniel Dubois down 3 times in the first round. Kevin Lerena had been down once. Now, I know it doesn't necessarily mean Kevin Lerena should have been waved off. I'm just saying that it was a fight where Kevin Lerena had already shown the ability to cause damage to Daniel Dubois, and the ref waves it off at the end of the round. At the end of the round, where he could have gone back to his corner, recovered, and possibly come out and done something in the 4th round. That's strange in itself. Now the next thing is Kevin Lerena he didn't really protest it. Now, if a fighter had someone down 3 times in the previous round and then they get waved off, a lot of fighters would be very unhappy with that. In fact, a lot of fighters would be unhappy just being waved off in circumstances that were a lot less than that. Some fighters, it could be like an even fight, they get knocked down a couple of times, the ref waves it off, and they're protesting, they're annoyed. But Kevin Lerena had Daniel Dubois down 3 times, he didn't even protest. And it's at the end of the round. Kevin Lerena says on his Instagram that this is heavyweight boss. He says that is heavyweight boxing. I had Daniel down and hurt 3 times in round 1, and in the 3rd round I was on my arse and stopped on my feet. As a fighter, I really thought I could continue on as the bell went at the end of round 3, but it wasn't my night. Well done to Daniel Dubois and his team. I'll be back stronger than ever. I gave it my all. I am gracious and humble in defeat. I will learn a lot from this experience. GB, thank you to all of you for supporting me, and thanks to my team and all my sponsors. So he doesn't even seem that annoyed that he lost. I'm not making any accusations. I'm not. But it's a very weird situation, this fight. Very weird. Quickly in summary, the fact that the bell went early at the end of the 1st round when Daniel Dubois was down 3 times, the fact that Kevin Lerena let Daniel Dubois off the hook after hurting him in the 1st round, had him down 3 times in the 1st round, didn't go for it in the 2nd round the way that a lot of fighters would go for it if they had someone hurt in the 1st round. A lot of fighters who would have had their opponent down 3 times in the previous round would have gone for it in the round following round. He didn't go for it like that, and he didn't go for it in the 3rd round. The 3 knockdown rule that the WBA has, Apparently not counting in fights that are regulated by the British Border Boxer Control, but I haven't seen that. And then Daniel Dubois, and then the ref waving off the fight when the bell had already gone, and Kevin Lerena, who was, present, he was in the fight, had a minute to recover, and the ref waves it off. And then Kevin Lorena's response, not protesting it at the time and not really protesting it after. All of these are strange things. So, very strange stuff. Let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. And I'll see you on the next video.